Hey everyone, it's Suey here. Today I'm doing a tag called Christmas Music Tag. This one is originally created by Beyond Books and Uncommon Reader. I was tagged by Daniela at Uncommon Reader and also by Pat at Book Chat with Pat. This is a Christmas music tag, as I said, and so we have some Christmas song prompts to make us think of a book. I feel a little weird because I just got my hair chopped and it's feels really short. I think it's gonna be okay, but I look at myself and I'm just like, ooh. So I probably will put this up the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, which means I am not quite yet listening to Christmas music. I'm one of those ones that feels like you gotta wait until after Thanksgiving for Christmas music. The week I put this up, the week of Thanksgiving, I have a playlist that has Thanksgiving kind of music on it. So there's lots of music that you can play for Thanksgiving. You don't have to go straight to Christmas. Just saying. Anyway, I'll put this up as a kickoff to the Christmas season, and I'm excited to start playing Christmas music. My Christmas playlist is huge. That's really fun. Okay, so the first one is Joy to the World, a book. So I was looking through my list on Goodreads to see what jumped out at me, things I've read recently kind of, and Project Hail Mary jumped out by Andrew Weir. This is the same guy that wrote The Martian. I've talked about it before when I first finished it, but this is a very lovely book that has a lot of joy in it. A lot of intensity too, but a lot of joy. So, and I think everybody should read it for sure. It did bring me a lot of joy. I'm so glad I got to that one this year. Okay, then this one is Let It Snow.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
The one I always think of for this prompt is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. This one won a couple of Goodreads awards back in 2017, so maybe you've heard of it. But it's a beautifully written fairy tale kind of book taking place in Russia, where it's very cold, and coldness and everything is part of the story, and it's based on some Russian fairy tales or Russian mythology or something. I really liked it. I remember the writing was beautiful, and I remember wanting to go to the next book, but I never did. Really should do that. You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
For this one, I'm talking about the dude in The Passengers. I forgot his name. I tried to look it up and remember. It's the dude that is running that jury thing where one of our main characters, Libby, goes. We have to decide who lives. And that dude that's running that, I forgot his name. Anyway, he's really, really awful. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
This is Marcus Zusak's nonfiction book called 3 Wild Dogs and the Truth. Something like that. I always forget the actual name. January, guys. January. So excited. 12 Days of Christmas. Stories. I'm not familiar with short story books, but then I remembered I read a book of short stories. I thought it was earlier this year, but then when I went and looked on my Goodreads, I saw that it was early last year. Man, time flies like crazy. But do you remember when I read 3 short stories by Leo Tolstoy? The main story in that book was the Kreutzer Sonata. And then there was a couple other stories. And those 2 littler stories I enjoyed just fine, but the Kreutzer Sonata made me crazy. It was just so frustrating. Anyway, but the other 2 had some fun things to think about. So anyway, I'm saying that for my short story one. Put it up here. I think I probably got that one downstairs. Yeah, it was one of my own books, but The Little Drummer Boy, a book.
Come, they told me,
Anyways, I could not come up with one for this one. Some books come close. Lessons in Chemistry was a little bit too early before my childhood. Eleanor and Park was a little bit after my childhood. Ready Player One has some games in it and some references to my childhood, but it didn't make me have childhood memories really, because that book is completely crazy. I'm talking about the 80s. And I can't think of many books that are set in the 80s. My own book that I wrote is set in the 80s and has tons of childhood memories in it, or high school memories, I should say. So I wanted to say that one. It's called Always Best Buds. It's a very fluffy high school romance fun book. Maybe someday you can read it. Okay, Deck the Halls. So the Christmas Murder Game, my book club read last year for Christmas, and it takes place over the Christmas holidays from it's kind of the 12 days of Christmas, if you count them after Christmas, the ones that lead up to January 6th or whatever. And they are all locked in the house. And so it's not a very party atmosphere, but it is during the Christmas holidays. The last one is Frosty the Snowman.
Frosty the Snowman was
I thought of Holland from the Darker Shade of Magic series. This is an amazing, awesome villain character. He's cold and calculating, so I thought of that. But I also kind of love him. He's one of those villains that me, maybe not you, but me, kind of want to give a hug to. And they'll probably kill you, but I feel for that villain. And yeah, cold and calculating. I mean, a character who's cold and calculating, but that I love. Sometimes I really love the villains. Because some villains are so layered and deep and amazingly beautiful that you just love them. Even if they are going to go kill your favorite main characters in this book, which is how we left that last book. I'm pretty sure they're in big time trouble. That's how book 2 ends, and Holland is to blame. Okay, there's a bonus prompt. It says, do you have a fun memory or interesting holiday tradition that you would like to share? It does not have to be about Christmas. It can be about any holiday you choose. We have tons of holiday traditions around here, but which one to tell you about, I do not know. Most of them are pretty normal, probably ones that other people do. We have a really fun advent calendar box thing. Maybe I can find a video of that because I've done a video of that before, where we stick in things every day until Christmas gets here. We don't do anything special activities with it. We just stick in the little thing and it's like a decoration. We're trying to lose some of our traditions. I'm thinking of some that I'm like, we don't really even do that anymore. Stuff changes when kids all grow up and get big. We hang up our stockings on Christmas Eve. Some people hang them up as part of decorations, but we don't hang them up until Christmas Eve. We used to have a talent show with the kids on Christmas Eve. We don't do that so much anymore. One thing we do is get dressed on Christmas morning instead of staying in our pajamas all day long. And then we have a fancy breakfast after we open the presents that the grandmas and grandpas come to. And have the same thing every time. And it just feels like Christmas when that happens. Grandmas come, the presents are a mess all over the house, and you're eating the breakfast, the cinnamon rolls and the egg casserole thing I make, and fresh squeezed orange juice and chocolate milk. Yes. I guess that's enough sharing of Christmas things, and I really can't believe it's time already for Christmas, holiday, and Thanksgiving and all the things. I feel like we just barely did this. Okay, but here we go. I hope you all have a great one, and let's see if I manage to get any videos up during all this craziness. Until next time, happy reading. Bye.